Welcome to the NWO Sports Podcast. Here's your host, Logan Bailey.
Welcome to the NWO Sports Podcast. I'm your host, Logan Bailey, and here today with co-host Keith Brown. Today we are at Frickers, and we want to give them a shout-out for allowing us to use their side room here. But today we have a very special edition, an episode celebrating the 10-year anniversary of the Tinora Rams' historic 2014 Division IV State Baseball Championship. So we've got some incredible guests here today with us. Here, Coach Brent Renolette, Coach Carey, Logan Dickerson, Keith Brown, and then myself. And then joining on video, we have Reed Renolette, Clay Pittman, and EJ Kissel. So, guys, I just want to say thanks for joining me today.
No problem.
Thank you, Logan.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Of course, thank you.
All right, so we're going to kick things off. You know, it's been 10 years already. It's been a long time. And Keith actually had approached me on this, and I know we had been texting too. It's been 10 years. So it's just kind of nice to get everyone together here today and, talk about the season. So, guys, what do you think about it? I can't believe it's been 10 years already.
Yeah, it's definitely been a long time.
You know, it's been a long time, but yet a lot of the games are real close in our memories, especially the close ones that we won, and then obviously the last two that we won that year.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
All right, well, we're going to lead into things. Keith, you want to kind of start off with, the first part here?
Yeah, thanks everybody for joining us. Really appreciate it.
Thank you, Keith.
Absolutely. You guys entered the 2024 season with basically the same team you had the year before. You had a regular season record of 19-8. You guys unfortunately finished 6-1 in the GMC, coming off 3 straight Final Fours. Clay was a 2013 GMC Player of the Year. Reed and Derek were first team. EJ was second team All GMC. Brevin was honorable mention as a freshman heading into your guys' 2014 season. And what were your guys' expectations coming off of 3 straight Final Fours coming into 2014?
Well, I know at least for the seniors, a bunch of us had been there 3. This was our 4th year. I know that the expectation was very high, and I know for myself and a couple of other guys, we expected to go out there and win it. That was nothing less. It was going to be real hard to accept that if we didn't make it.
Reed?
Yeah, well, very well said. I think, like Clay said, our goal, knowing that we'd been there 3 previous years and had come up short, the goal was to get back and win one game, and then hopefully have a championship, which luckily we did. But yeah, our goal is, I think, a lot higher than it was when we came in as freshmen. Then I think our goals were to win GMC. How do we get to a regional? But that all changed to our seniors, that's for sure.
Logan?
Yeah, we definitely came into it. I know that was my first year actually starting, but it was a great experience for us for sure. I know we had to definitely step up our game for everything. So. And I think we accomplished what we tried to do. So that was the point.
Yeah, I don't have anything else to add. You guys all hit it on the money. What about from the coaches' side of things?
Well, I don't think the players realized it, but there's a lot of pressure on us after being there 3 straight years. And as Keith mentioned, we had most people back from that team. So there was a lot of pressure on us to do well and to advance in tournament. And I think we kind of felt that each and every game, but I think we got in a rhythm then after the Hicksville game, and it was all good from there.
Yes, what you guys said about expectations, that might be the most nervous I've been since I was a head coach in softball, going into the league games and then the tournament games, of course. So I haven't felt that kind of nervousness since or before.
Mm-hmm.
Keith, what were your thoughts? You were outside looking in. Obviously, you followed the Tinora programs for quite a while. I guess what were your thoughts going in?
Yeah, I think like as the guys said, and the coaches Renolette and Carey and even Logan, both Logans. Yeah, 2013 was disappointing along with the 3 previous years. Then you guys had pretty much everybody coming back, and I think the expectations were high. Pretty much either win it or your careers, hate to say, was a disappointment because you went to 4 straight Final Fours, but in the back of your guys' minds, you're probably thinking we were in there 4 times and we came back 4 straight semifinal losses. So, but expectations, as Coach said, were probably through the roof heading into the 2014 season.
Now going on here, Coach Renolette, let's start with you. Reflecting back on that season, what stands out to you most about that 2014 team?
The leadership of the seniors that we had. They'd been through it, and Clay and Derek and Reed and Logan and Austin Mahan and those kids had to be the leaders because we started 4 sophomores with them and EJ. And so I think the leadership of those kids, and we still talk about it today with our teams today about, you have to be a leader. Somebody has to be. Some people are quiet leaders. Some people are vocal leaders. You can't change who you are, but you can still be a positive influence to the team.
Coach Carey, what were your thoughts?
We were looking at some of the stats, and that group didn't strike out. We were always on base. We got big hits, and everything was just clutch. We got great pitching when we needed it. We got big hits when we needed it. And as Coach said, that's leadership from a standpoint of getting the job done. Whether you're vocal or not, you just get the job done when you have to.
Yeah, I know even from my side of things, I think I agree with you on the leadership. Like seeing those guys that were, upperclassmen, juniors and seniors. I was a sophomore at the time, but seeing the way Logan and Reed and EJ and Clay and everyone else, that were all upperclassmen, the way they kind of conducted themselves on and off the field, I think that set a prime example of, what me and some of the other underclassmen, what the expectations were and, what needed to be done. And I think that really kind of helped, drive us as a collective unit and team throughout that season. But, yeah, I definitely say that leadership was really crucial. So, Logan?
Yeah, and that was one of our main goals, too, coming into that 2014 season is we wanted to make sure that our leadership would help you younger kids, the younger classmates and everything to come in and play your top game. And we wanted to be able to help you guys as much as we could.
Guys on video, what are your thoughts? What stood out most about the 2014 team?
Open table, take it away, Rito.
Yeah, I think the thing that stood out for me the most, I think everyone knew their role very well. Everyone was very clear. And I saw the other day when Keith had posted the 10-year and they had the articles and stuff, and there was just comments that were in there, everyone knew exactly what their goal was. There was some line in there about how they had asked me and EJ what our goal was, and our goal is to get on base for Derek and Clay and everyone else pretty much. And we thought if we could get on base, it didn't matter how we got on base, that we were going to score, which ultimately was going to help us win. So I think what set that team up, I think even different than some of the other teams, is everyone just was very clear what their role was, whether that be offensively or defensively.
Reed, and I just kind of have to laugh too. You said get on base any way you can, and I think between you and Brevin, you guys have probably been hit or walked more than anyone else that I've known. So definitely did a good job at that. Clay and EJ.
Yeah, I mean, I know a couple of seniors too. We were trying to be very professional and help all the younger classmen out when they needed it. Kind of give them that confidence too that take the pressure off yourself. Just do the little things, get on base like they were saying, and no matter what, we'll be there to help pick you up. Just going back, 2-3 times. There's still a little nervousness, but really not as much as the first couple times. So I think that helped us, some of the seniors out. We've been there before. We knew the expectations, and it was kind of hey, we're here to help you. Just do the little things, help us out, and we'll get through it.
Yeah, I don't think there was any doubt during that season what we were going to do at any point, even when we lost a few We lost a couple of games to Archibald. We lost that GMC game to Fairview. Easily could have been discouraged and thought that we weren't capable of doing what we set out to do at the beginning of that year. But it really just, I don't think any of us ever felt we reached our expectations, and I mean, we knew what we were going to do at the end of the year. And it also, I spoke with Logan about it a little bit the other day. It's not the first time. Well, we were an experienced team, but it's not. It helps when we have our experienced coaches. The program that we played for, it's always been held up to a pretty high standard, and there's a lot of names that came before us that always had, they were great leaders. Maybe they didn't have all the pieces, or they had a tougher route to that final tournament or make it to state or such, but there was always really great leaders and great players to look up to. Sure, Coach Renolette and Chuck could name off a few, but it goes all the way back. I remember watching Chad Meyer play. That was a big motivation for myself and a lot of others on our team. I got to watch him play in a home run derby at Mudhead Stadium, or play in an all-star game at Mudhead Stadium. And I was like, yeah, I want to be that guy. So it's a really cool program to be a part of. And Coach Renolette really kept that standard for us.
All right. We're going to take a quick break to hear from our sponsors, and we'll be right back with the next section. Optimal Performance Fitness is your go-to gym in Northwest Ohio, providing group fitness classes, personal training, and sports performance sessions for area athletes. Located in Napoleon, Ohio, give them a call today at 419-438-7265. For any of your auto body or collision needs, be sure to check out Bat & Stevens Body Shop, voted the #1 body shop in Northwest Ohio by Crescent News readers. Give them a call today at 419-497-3111 to schedule your free estimate. Fairchild Family Chiropractic aims to help families to get better together in the least invasive way possible. Dr. Fairchild focuses on the neck using the Blair technique and Palmer package, adjusting to correct spinal misalignments. Located in Defiance, Ohio, call Dr. Fairchild today at 419-576-5070 to schedule an appointment. Check out Tinora Rams Live. Live events broadcast on YouTube, and post-game results, articles, schedules, and more can all be found on TinoraRams.com. Feel free to look up their Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram pages as well. Back on the NWO Sports Podcast, Logan Bailey here and Keith Brown, co-host, talking to the 2014 Tinora Rams Baseball State Championship team. So, Keith, you want to kick off the next section here?
Yeah, earlier, guys, we talked about your 3 straight trips to the Final Four, and as the 2024 season progressed, you guys finished with a 18-4 record. Again, you were 6-1 in the GMC, finishing second to Fairview. Big regular season wins were Defiance and Patrick Henry. And Reed, you weren't able to pitch quite a bit of that 2014 season. How big was Izzy Martinez to you guys in that 2014 season?
Yeah, game changer. I don't remember his stats or what they were, but he pitched in a lot of huge spots, huge regular season games, huge tournament games, and really took that second position spot behind Clay to get us where we needed to. But yeah, no, he ate
up innings
for sure. Absolutely.
Coaches, you guys have any comments on that one?
Well, actually, I have the stats in front of me, and Izzy pitched 40 and 2/3 innings with a 1.9 ERA.
Pretty good.
And that was unbelievable. So, he was exactly what we needed for this team. Just another arm and an exceptionally good kid. He fit right in with everybody. And I mean, it was just perfect for our team for him to come in and do that for us.
Yeah, I mean, you said 40.5 innings, Dad? I mean,
yeah,
40 1/3. Yeah, I mean, heck, he would have been the best pitcher on the majority of the teams in our area. Yeah, great season.
Yeah, Izzy definitely helped us out a lot in the long run. Like he's I still talk to Izzy now, but yeah, he's a really cool kid, and him coming to play and just joining us was amazing. He did really well for sure.
For him to come from Defiance, it was fun to see him get a lot more comfortable as the year went on with us. He really meshed well. It was like he was always a part of our team, and it was really cool of him to join us the way he did. He didn't have any ego. We never had a problem. He really just got the job done for us whenever we needed it, especially on the mound. And it really saved us at the end. Maybe not Clay. I know Clay threw quite a few innings, but Rito and I never had to touch the mound for a while. We had a couple other guys that really stepped up on the mound that year too, that saved us.
Austin Mahan was one of them. Austin pitched 23 innings for us and some big games for us. So he had and his ERA was 4.03. So and he pitched against some good teams.
Yeah, definitely those guys definitely stepped up and worked their way in, and like all they said, helped us get to where we were at by the end of the season.
And that just goes, that was what our whole goal, it was a really team effort from those guys too. They maybe once we got later into the tournament, I'm not sure they saw the field all too often, but we wouldn't have been in that situation without them. I believe that.
Keith, you want to go to the next point here?
Yeah, you guys defeated Pettysville, then you moved over to Bryan in the district semifinals, as you guys touched upon briefly earlier. You trailed Hicksville in the bottom of the seventh, 6-5, and you guys were literally one strike away from being eliminated from the tournament altogether. You rallied for a 7-6 win. Do you guys really have any recollection about being one strike away from being eliminated from the entire tournament?
Well, Keith, it was all part of the plan. We didn't want to run rule every team we faced.
Had to make it interesting.
I remember that was the most nervous I was the whole tournament, I think. I think we were down to I think we were down to our last strike twice. I think I was down to my last strike, and I think Brevin was down to his last strike at one point. But that was good. That was a special game.
I was just gonna add. I think luckily our experience. I don't know if we didn't have the experience that we did. I think it probably would have been a different outcome. But I think our experience, our leadership of staying even keel, knowing that we're down to our last strike, but we still have our last strike. So let's take advantage of kind of the opportunity that we have and get on base and continue to get on base, which I think happened that last inning. I think it got the bases loaded, and that's how a run scored, which ultimately I think our experience helped us there. But I think too, like to your point, Keith, I think at that time I didn't realize it, but I think now looking back 10 years and even seeing like every year I'll look at the state tournaments and you see all these upsets, and I think it just makes it more appreciative of understanding like how hard it is to get there once. Doesn't matter how good you are. Like I saw like Moeller didn't make it this year, for example, and they're probably the best team in the state. But the best team doesn't always win. And I think to look at back, like to make it 4 years in a row, it just makes you appreciate not only that game, but every tournament run more than you probably did when you were in it.
Well, I know when I went after that game, where I went places, everybody go, did he balk? And I go, well, yeah, he balked. He'd been balking the whole game. Why he called it there, I have no idea. I'm glad he did.
Forgot about that.
But I said he balked the whole game. So yes, he did balk. So that's the thing I remember. And I remember being at first base coaching when you guys were down to your last strike and thinking, geez, is this really going to be it?
It's not over till it's over.
Nope.
I forgot about the balk too.
Yeah, I kind of did too. Yeah. Actually, I heard Brevin. I sent Brevin some questions to answer for this since he couldn't be here. And he had brought up that balk, and I forgot all about that, but how crucial that was to, get us that run and get us going for that game.
Yeah,
So,
that was the tying
Wes
run.
Perry.
I think it was.
Yes.
That was, yeah. It was a balk, yeah. Balk off.
He balked the entire game. I mean, I kept saying it from inning 2 on. I kept telling the third base umpire, I said, he's balking. And finally, I don't know why, but he called it at a opportunity time for us.
Logan?
Yeah, the Hicksville game was definitely one of them that I don't think I had the best game, if I'm not mistaken. I'm pretty sure I did pretty bad. But I'm glad that we all stuck together with it, and we went through with what we needed to do to get the game a win. So,
yeah, and I think even that game, I mean, the whole point, and I think that was a big theme during our playoff run was just, get on base no matter how you get on, because good things happen when you get on base. And I was talking to someone actually a couple of weeks ago, or maybe about a month ago, but we were talking about baseball, and I said, your big thing, I feel like, when we played for you was, get on base, put the ball in play, good things happen. And I just remember, if you can do that, and that goes to attest to, what happened in that situation. But I remember whenever I struck out, that was literally the worst thing ever. I hated looking down the third base line because I knew, you weren't going to be happy. So that just
we hated it too. It wasn't just VR.
So that was just something funny I remember. But, yeah, again, we got on base anyway, and, good things happened during that run here. Keith, you have the next point?
Yeah, so you guys cruised through the regionals, defeated Toledo Christian, then you defeated Patrick Henry, actually at Patrick Henry, and you were back at state for the fourth straight season. To Columbus, you guys went again, semifinal game versus Crestview. You trailed 3-1 heading into the bottom of the sixth inning. And Logan was at the plate with Derek at third. And Logan, can you walk us through that play with Derek?
Yeah,
at the time,
I guess too. You didn't call for him to steal, did you?
We just talked about it. I go, Derek, can you make it? He goes, yeah, I think so. I said, okay, go.
Yeah, because I never had a chance to ask. I don't know if I missed a sign or you didn't call it.
No, I think it was 3-0 on you, so we knew you weren't going to be swinging.
That's right. I couldn't remember if it was a full count or if it was 3-0 or whatever.
It was 3-0.
Hey, before we go into that, we can't just go over the regional and not talk about Logan Bailey's towering grand slam to put us up by 20 runs.
Barely made it out.
The run rule, PH at PH.
Yeah, dude. Okay, sorry.
Bounced off the top of the fence.
Yeah, I know. I think it barely got out.
Hey, back to Derek Davis stealing home. All right, we get it.
Yeah,
the big decision in that game, Brevin and I were talking. Brevin goes, God, do we want a dog pile in a 12-0 game? And I go, well, we haven't done it the last 3 years, so I say yes, we do, and we did, which rubbed it in their faces a little bit more, which is always good.
Oh man, that was funny.
But going back to that point, no, I guess up at bat, yeah, it was. I don't know. I thought it might have been full count because I thought I could have swung. Yeah, I'm just glad I didn't because I had no idea Derek was coming. But yeah, I couldn't believe it. And then I don't think, obviously, no one believed it. And I think it was a pass ball, and I got to second. And, that really was a huge spark for that game, too. And then, obviously, the big thing was later when they did it a second time. And guy down here was a part of that. So, Logan, what were your thoughts on that?
Well, first time I think coach has ever asked me to actually do something like that, to be honest. But, yeah, like Coach pointed out at the end of the game that I kind of left a little early, but the guy got in the way. So he paid the price for it. I scored the run, but that was an insane time, especially with me leading off that
kid
double.
went on to play college football at BG too, by the way, Logan.
What's that?
I said that kid went on to play college football, I think.
Who did?
That catcher for Crestview.
Oh, really? I didn't know that. Huh.
So, yeah, you're a freight train coming down the line.
Yeah, Logan led off. He led off with a double.
Yeah, led off with a double.
And then EJ sacrificed him to third with just one out. Then I think Reed popped out.
Yes.
into foul territory. I'm sorry, Reed.
I can't believe I got the bunt
Throwing you
sign.
under the bus.
Yeah,
Hey,
should have bunted.
hey,
I should have bunted.
I actually now I remember I had to call Tom and go down to BR and ask him what the bunt sign was.
Now, I guess too, through like a coach that, what did you expect to call it a second time in that game, or is it just kind of a spur of the moment thing?
It was kind of a spur of the moment. Leading up to the bottom of the seventh when we won, Logan was before he batted. I think he struck out the first 2 times that game, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
And,
Yes.
and he looked at me. He goes, "Coach, you got anybody to bat for me?" And I go, "No, I got confidence in you. You're going to hit a double. You're going to get on second for us." And he kind of looked at me like, right, Coach. But he did, and that was, one of the biggest hits we had all year. And he got on second, and then we executed, and then Reed couldn't get him in, but they walked the next 2, and Brevin, I always tell Brevin said it had been a dinger. He'd have hit a grand slam, but we all know better than that. He missed the swing by 2 foot the time before, so I said, we better try something. So I asked Logan, and Logan said, yeah, I think I could make it. So we did it.
Wait, so did that tie it?
No, we won.
No,
I
that
think
won
Logan's
it.
won it.
What?
Derek's tied it, and Logan's won.
That's right, yeah.
Yeah.
I just remember the dick getting up, arms in the air, like holy shit! I just stole home in the state semifinals.
That's right.
Keith?
Yeah, you guys had a heck of a win there, 4-3, finally advancing to the state championship game. Going to take on Newark Catholic. Got off to a rough start in that first inning. He had an error and a bit of miscommunication on a pop-up, and then Coach Renolette made a little trip to the mound. Anybody actually remember on the infield what that conversation was like, if they could do it in G-rated?
Logan, you probably remember the best.
I'm trying to think. I knew there was one pop fly that was in the infield, and I remember I was at first and Brevin was playing second. And Clay, I don't know which game. Was Clay pitching? Which game did Clay pitch?
No,
Clay was
no, I
pitching.
came in.
Clay was-
Reed started.
Well, Clay was pitching one, and I don't know if this is the pop fly, but I remember looking at Brevin. Brevin and I looked at each other because this pop fly was so high in the air.
That's scary.
And I don't know, like I said, if it was this one or another one, but neither, you could tell Brevin or I did not want this. And we
Derek
kind of
come
looked
and
at
catch it?
Clay came and caught it off the mound.
Of course.
Yeah, thank goodness. But I mean, just the pressure, especially I think with Brevin and I being younger down there, not having as much experience. I don't think we wanted all that pressure on us, but luckily, we had the seniors like Clay. Clay was able to make that big catch. But honestly, I'm surprised. I don't really remember. Do you remember much of that mound meeting?
I kind of remember that you guys didn't have much to say.
Yeah, probably.
One-sided conversation.
It was. And I made my point, and it was mainly towards my son, Brevin, and he looked at me like, okay. like he has for 100 times. And hopefully that changed a little bit of how we felt, because I think we were a little nervous, and I think that got the nerves out of us.
All right, moving on a little bit. You guys were one strike away from winning the state championship, and a little infield single tied the game in the top of the 7th. Talk briefly, if you could, just about like you have that extreme high, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh, here we go again.
I'll start off on that. I really don't think we ever got to. We were so focused on that game that we weren't extremely high at any point in that game. We weren't feeling like it was over. And then after that play, we kind of just all looked like everybody. It wasn't the end of the world to us. We knew what we had coming up in the order. We knew that we could come up and score at any point in time. It wasn't really anything that affected any of us. I mean, yeah, I would have loved to got the game over 20 minutes earlier, but like,
But that's not exciting.
It wasn't really, that wasn't detrimental to our thought process on what was going on in that game. And that goes back to everything that we spoke about at the beginning of our talk, from the leadership that we have, the the coaches, the Reed, Derek, and Clay all have played on that field for 3 years in a row. Like, they know that, and they've seen the games that come before them. We knew it wasn't over. It wasn't. I don't think that ever really affected or changed our attitude in that game. And that's, it's part of baseball. We're not gonna make every play, and it wasn't like the kid was. That was a really good team too. I mean, Newark Catholic was a very talented team, very well coached. A lot of those kids went on to play college baseball, and they gave us everything that they had. So you expect plays like that to happen, and it's just you have to overcome them.
Yeah, sometimes when that play happened, I was like, man, I wish I was like 2 inches taller. I probably could have had that one.
It looked like it just barely tipped off the tip of your glove, Clay.
Yeah. But then after that, I was like, all right, there was no real change in me. I was still fired up. I knew, we were going to get, that was the only one they were going to get. Finished strong. And then same thing, like I got confidence in our lineup, and I said, great, we'll just make it a little more exciting. Nobody wants to go home yet. Yep. Keep people on the edge of their seat, I guess.
I think we threw that kid out the next play anyway. I think that catcher threw the ball down to second. I think he was thrown out stealing the next play.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, no, it was when we came in the bottom of the seventh, and I looked at the team, I said, if we get to Clay, we're going to win the game. If we get Clay up this inning, we're going to win the game, and it's exactly what happened. And I don't know if Reed's the only one that knows if he got hit or not, but no, Newark Catholic will never know. Brevin was in a wedding with a Newark Catholic kid that was on that team, and he asked Brevin, he goes, did he get hit? And Brevin goes, I don't know.
Yeah, the bottom of the seventh, you guys were tied at 3. I think Austin Mahan grounded out and Logan grounded out, so there's 2 out, nobody on. EJ got hit, and then I think he was trying to steal, and then that's when Reed got hit on the foot.
I wasn't stealing. I got picked off that game.
Earlier on, yes. So you guys had runners at first and second. Well, actually, before that, let me walk it back. Reed hit a pop-up into foul territory. I think it was right behind BR with 2 outs, which would have ended that bottom of the 7th inning.
Yep.
I think actually BR started walking back to the dugout with his head down, shaking.
I started shaking my head, walking back to the dugout, and I hear the crowd explode when he missed it. I didn't even see him miss it. I'm like, oh my God! I couldn't wait to get back to the dugout and talk to Reed about that.
Yes. So yes, Reed was given a second life there, and he was hit. So that put runners at first and second, and up come Clay with a 0-1 count. And go ahead, Clay.
Well, I know as soon as we got back and we started watching the video as a team, BR looked at me. I think it was a first pitch fastball right down the middle. He said, well, why didn't you hit that one? And I was kind of like, you guys said he had a good curveball, so I was kind of waiting for that. Beat him in his own game. But yeah, I mean, really, I knew EJ was on second. Same thing. I wasn't too worried about it because, because it was just the confidence was there, and I was just trying to same thing like we were taught and preached all season.
Clay's been hit the ball hard somewhere for 20 years.
hit the ball hard somewhere, and good things happen. And EJ took a crazy round of third, and
he did.
No, that's how I was taught.
I think EJ ran into the stands on his way around third before he got home.
Yeah, he was high-fiving the other team.
Saw those Newark Catholic girls, all right? I had to go up there. What's up? Hey, Coach Carey taught me how to run like that every day when we were doing base running. He told me to take a big, long round third.
Yeah, blame it on the
Because you're so
assistant.
fast. He said, you're so fast, you're going to make it anyway. So, like, wasn't worried.
Yeah, I just after that, I just remember rounding first and then just watching. I stopped running. I just sat there and watched. And as soon as EJ hit home plate, I just turned to Coach Carey and we just embraced, and I was like, man, we finally did it.
I think even too, like obviously, once the top of our lineup got there, like obviously we were staying in the dugout, but just felt so confident. Like you said, like if Clay could have got to the plate, I mean, obviously Clay was a pretty good ball player, and all the other guys too at the. What's that?
He was okay.
Yeah, right.
Hey,
but I mean that's
the lineup. If they wanted to pitch to the next guy, they could have went for it too. I mean,
yeah, that's true. I mean, that's what I mean. Like there's so many good ball players on our team. Like if we could have gotten in that position and things again got on base and worked our way out of those situations, and I just feel like everything fell in line. I mean, I hate to say some of it was luck, but I mean, there's a lot of things that happened, like missing that pop fly, and Reed ended up getting hit, and just the way things worked out. Like when you look at it, like it's really truly amazing how things fell in line and we ended up winning that thing.
Well, in high school baseball, to go 6 or 8 games without a loss, there's luck always involved.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you, one other thing that I don't know if anybody's ever thought about, but I thought about it right away is first off, we were home team in both games. So when they tied it in the 6th or the 7th, I go, well, we're home team. So that takes the pressure off. All you got to do is score. You don't have to hold it. And the other thing is, we were the first game both days.
10 o'clock.
And remember how the other years we always had to wait. We were always late, and we'd take batting practice. But this time we were able to take batting practice, go up into the dugout, and just wander around. And and then you didn't have to wait. You knew when you were going to play. You knew what the schedule was going to be, and there was no. So to me, that was a big deal to me.
Yeah, that definitely changed the way we felt about it too, I guess. Because
I was going to say, I don't know how the players felt about it, but I thought it was a big deal where they could just leave the batting cage and go wander around.
Yeah,
also,
go ahead, EJ.
I was going to say, Coach Carey stopped sending us his big bus to take the state, and we took our yellow school bus, drove by. Coach Henry drove us down there. So, we were there playing. We were having so much fun. That was the least nervous. I remember going the year before and being so nervous. And that year, I just remember being like, oh, okay. Like, except for when Coach put me in on the bump, then I said, okay, this, but.
Language, EJ.
Sorry, my bad.
Yeah, I think even going back to Coach Carey's point, I felt like, we got up in the morning, got around, went and played that game rather than waiting all day, kind of letting the nerves set in. I think that was pretty beneficial too. But like EJ said, I felt like the entire tournament run, it was just such a blast. I feel like we were out there, we were having fun. I mean, we were winning games, but it was a lot of fun. And obviously it's more fun if you win too. But there's just a lot of good memories from that whole run.
Yeah, I know when Reed started that game too, I definitely knew he was nervous. Reed, do you remember that conversation we had on the mound?
Which one?
The first inning.
Yeah.
I think you just walked the first batter, and we're like, oh, he's gonna steal. And I called Tom and went out there and I said, hey, to keep it PG, I was like, hey, calm down, relax, I got you. And then I feel like once we got him out at first, you settled in.
Yeah.
All right. We're going to take another quick break to hear from our sponsors. We'll be right back to finish things up. Jimenez Basketball Academy strives to create an atmosphere to cultivate basketball fundamentals in Northwest Ohio youth athletes, offering one-on-one sessions, group sessions, speed and agility training, and much more. Located in Pettisville, Ohio, call Coach Jesse today at 419-551-8105. The Drop Zone Pizzeria is the #1 voted pizza restaurant in the region. Check them out for pizza, wings, subs, and more. Located in Ayersville and Stryker, or ask them about their traveling food trailer. Trueland Equipment and salesman Lauren Brown are your go-to for John Deere equipment in Archbold, Ohio. Mowers, compact tractors, skid loaders, and more. Your sales expert on commercial turf and CCE sales. Give Lauren a call today at 419-445-1565.
Smart Tools is your go-to provider for blood flow restriction cuffs and instrument-assisted soft tissue mobilization tools. Smart Cuffs 4.0 out now. Check them out at smarttoolsplus.com.
We're back on the NWO Sports Podcast, just wrapping things up here with the 2014 Tinora Rams Baseball State Championship team. So, Keith, you want to kick us off for the last section here?
I've been working with Adam Gubernath probably in the last couple years. He finally recovered his radio calls of the semifinal and the state final call. Have you guys had a chance to actually go back and listen to any of those? And if so, what was your reaction? Because I was like a kid at Christmas, honestly, when Adam sent me an email I'm like you guys, I remember when Adam sent me the tapes, what exactly I was doing. They came through my work email, and I'm like, holy Christmas, what the heck is this? So I opened them up, and I was like, oh my gosh, he found them. So he said he spent hours and hours and hours and hours going through boxes and boxes and boxes. After a couple years, he finally found these audio tapes. He converted them over and everything. So I started listening to these things at work, and I'll be honest, when I listened to both like Logan scoring and then when Clay hit an EJ, is like almost, I probably had a tear or two in my eyes, honestly. So I just wondered if you guys had a chance to go back and to listen to any of the games, or at least listen to some highlights of those games.
Well, I have the DVDs of the semifinal and final, and I remember watching the semifinal, and through 4 innings, I kept going to my wife. I go, "Did we win this? I thought we won this game." I mean, we were not very good for the first 4 innings, and then my thing was in the finals on the TV thing. It was Paul Keels doing the play-by-play,
awesome.
Which I'm not an Ohio State fan, but I love listening to him call games.
Yeah, absolutely.
No, it was, I've listened to both of them, Keith, and you're right, more than just a couple tears, but it was pretty incredible to listen to again and bring back a lot of memories.
Absolutely.
I never got a chance to listen to them yet, but did you upload them to?
Yeah, they're on the 10-year article that's on there.
Okay, yeah, definitely have to go back. I thought that they were attached to that. I'll have to go back through and listen to that, because that article you threw together, and that's on Tinora Rams. Is it what's
TinoraRams.com.
TinoraRams.com, and you can access a lot of those records, old newspaper articles. Yep. Keith did a very nice job at that, and that was really cool to look through. And he had those audio attachments as well. So, but.
I'll have to look up too, because I haven't heard anything about them or at all. So yeah, I'll have to get on there and look at it too. That sounds like something interesting.
Yeah.
Show my kids.
Definitely.
Yeah, definitely.
And we'll kind of go into the next part here. Or did you guys hear any of those clips at all by chance?
I haven't. Yeah, I haven't. I read through all of the paper articles that Keith had put on. I read through all of those, but I didn't have a chance to listen to them.
Yeah, I didn't have a chance to listen to him.
I mean, I watched that DVD, every day for like a year.
No wonder your golf games hurts a little bit.
We'll kind of move things along here to the last part, but we were kind of talking off here. Wanted to get a lot of it, the celebration afterwards, what it was like, whether that be, the dog pile or just hearing things from fans. So we'll kind of open things up, any specific memories or things that you've talked to, or what it was like to, what you guys were feeling at that moment when we had won and being in that dog pile.
Well, I think I might have been one of the last ones. Me and Coach Carey were hugging each other and wouldn't let go.
Yeah, I've seen that on video. You guys are jumping up and down, hugging each other.
Yeah, it was just surreal. It was awesome. We finally made it. Something that we had been working so hard for. finally paid off. It was just awesome. I mean, I know in some of the interviews too, like I didn't know what to say. I was just so happy, um, and just happy to be there with my boys and you know bring a state championship home.
Yeah, I just remember trying to run to Clay, and I got tracked down by an all-state DB, and I got tackled before I could make it there, and I ended up with a cleat. I had a nice little. I still have a scar. I mean, I had a cleat go through my head.
Oh my word!
But no, that was one of the cool. I still can feel that feeling. I mean, it solidified it. It just and it goes back to it wasn't just for our team or that team. We weren't really individually focused, which is weird. I mean, we wanted to win that game so bad that when that happened, it really just I look back to the teams before that came before us. I mean, we could name. There's a lot of players that I looked up to. I know Reed and Brevin were in the dugout a lot growing up. It meant a lot to finally get it done with people that you love and people that you were with every single day. And the younger and to, that whole team, it didn't feel, and none of us felt. I don't think any of us felt any different. I think we all finally felt like we accomplished what we set out to do. It's a really cool feeling, to share with all you guys.
And we got the dog pile twice after the semifinal we did, and then the finals.
That's right.
Yeah.
Logan?
We kept it clean before that. We didn't celebrate before that. We were good.
Until we called people on the phone from Liberty Center after the PH game.
I don't know about that one.
Well, I just know after playing all my life and coaching, to finally win a last game. I mean, it's the only last game I've ever won, and that made it very special.
Yeah, that day was definitely one for anybody's highlight. That's everybody's goal growing up and playing the sport. I want to be there one day, and we got to be there. And honestly, I feel like the championship game, I was less nervous than the semifinals game, to be honest, because I was like, if we if we win the semifinals game, I was like, I have confidence we're going to win the championship. So that's how I felt about it. Just because that was our stopping point for the previous 3 years. So after that, I don't know. We won, and I was happy. I mean, I might not have done a lot the championship game, but I was there, though. So that counted for some.
I think, too, one of the best memories I've ever had was, when Clay had that hit and EJ scored the run, just jumping over the fence and running and just jumping onto a bunch of people, not giving a care in the world, and all the fans cheering behind us. That I will say, our fans traveled very well. To look up in the stands, coming in and out of the dugout, looking up and seeing just a whole crowd of green and white, that was just amazing. And for the support and winning that game, it was just it's hard to describe. I think it took so much work, and it was such a long run, and for it to finally all come to an end, and you go out the right way, it just meant so much.
What was the bus ride back like from Columbus to Defiance?
It was awesome, Keith. It was awesome. I wasn't on the bus. I drove down separate.
I was
on the bus.
I drove down separate.
Oh yeah, I was the only coach on the bus, as usual.
Coach Bergman and I were in my car driving behind the bus, and we were.
I was driving the caddy back.
That's right. That's right. We were enjoying ourselves.
I do remember though. We were sitting there, and Fairview texted something or put it on something that Brevin saw about hey, remember we won the league title.
Yeah.
Brevin wasn't very nice texting back, but he said, you guys can have it. It's yours. We'll take this one.
Yeah. Well, I won't speak on that one.
I remember back on that bus ride, I think we drive by Eagle Rock, I think, and I want to say Coach H was out there.
Oh, yeah.
And I think he was golfing, and he had dropped his club, and he was dancing like crazy. And that was a really cool memory I still had, too, but how we kind of paraded through town, and that was really awesome, too.
Yeah, and I honestly, I love the support that we got from, even, being Tinora in Defiance, it's kind of cool because it's not like, Defiance likes us that much, but no, it was really cool that everybody like cheered for us, like no matter what. And then when we got back, like even back to the school, like everybody waiting for us, that was awesome. Like that was just one of the points you're like, wow, we actually did this, like we did what we wanted to do and we achieved it. And I was so happy for all of us, especially as seniors, being like our last chance to get there and get her done. And it was awesome.
You guys on video have any comments on the bus ride or afterwards?
There was just so much support. I mean, just Northwest Ohio in general, I mean, I know I got messages from so many people, different schools, all that stuff. Just, it's like once one team goes down, the whole community comes together and, is there to support. And it was just a great feeling.
Rito?
I was just appreciative that the last time that you wore a Tinora, or us seniors wore a Tinora jersey, I don't remember taking it off the last time, which is awesome because we didn't lose. You didn't take it off in a locker room or anything and not put it back on. I don't remember that, and didn't have to cry.
You didn't have to get a talk from that big guy that stood at third base.
Yeah, exactly. So, I think that's
asshole.
And like what everyone else has said, just the support that we had. But I think, and I'm sure you're gonna get to Logan, but I think just that whole ride, we just had we were set up for success because us as a team was very supportive of one another, our coaches, our fans, our community, the school. We just had a lot of great support and people that were there to support us throughout the whole ride.
EJ, you have any final last words?
No, just happy we sent them. I felt like I was a senior that year, honestly. I mean, I didn't get to play my senior year, so I mean, I went out with a bang too. I was happy with it. I mean, I would have liked my last year to end a little different, something close to that. But no, it was so awesome playing with those. It really, everybody from the senior class to the younger. I think, we had Tyler Gieske on our team. Sharing that moment with that guy connected us so much more. It is really way bigger than the game of baseball, which we put in all that time together and we really grew together. And I think when we all look back, everybody's on the same page of it. It's not the biggest thing that's going to happen or the biggest thing that happened in our life, but it is really cool to share this moment and have these times with these people that it goes to show that if you put in that time and that work, it really does, it will pay off. And it felt good to have that moment and share it with these guys. Reed went on to play after that year. Clay went to Texas and played that year. Derek went to Bowling Green that year. And the other guy, I'm not trying to short anybody else, but those, it was, I didn't get to play with Logan Dickerson. I can't see you on the screen right now, so it's weird talking to you, but I didn't get to play with Logan or Mahan or all those guys growing up all the time, but it was just a cool moment to share with everybody on that team. And it's something that won't ever, I'll never forget it. It's just, and everybody in the community, it was all around just, we finally did it. And that's the feeling that I think we had.
Keith, I think we'll kind of wrap things up. Do you have any final, last thoughts or points that you want to make? And we'll kind of go around.
Yeah, just following you guys throughout the decade, and my daughter's love for baseball started with you guys Logan, both Logans, Coach BR. Actually, Emily went on to keep book for BR for, I don't know, 5, 6, 7 years till middle of her senior year. She got sick, but
6 years.
Yeah,
6 years.
Her love of baseball started with you guys all at this table. So, and the thousands and thousands and thousands of players that have played baseball in the state of Ohio, Clay still is in the top 10. He's 7th in hits and 6th in RBIs, which is absolutely amazing still. Like, you think about all the kids that put on a baseball uniform over the history of the state of Ohio, and Clay is in the top 10 in hits and RBIs. That's just amazing.
I think he went 0 for in 2 games in 4 years.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure after those games,
he went
too,
1,000 swings after those games, didn't
you? Yeah, come back, blisters all over my hands.
Dad probably let you have it too, Clay.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Logan, do you have any final last words or thoughts?
Honestly, I was literally just so proud to be a part of that team. I mean, with the coaches and all of our support from the fans and our families, like, that year was like one of the I think the best part about that year is literally that we didn't play just to play. We played for fun too. And like, you play for fun, good things are going to happen. And we all got along so well in the dugout that, yeah, we might have lost, but we came back and won the next game. You know, it's just how it goes sometimes. You know, we got together and we ended up being a family by the end of our senior year. And I can't be any more happy to play with all you guys. So.
Yeah, and I think for myself too, I mean, I think you said it, Logan, and I said it before too, just there's so many fun memories. Like, we were out there having a good time, whether it be, on the field or, in the hotels or messing around on the bus or, all the trips, just all those memories. And I'm glad we were able to get back today. There's a lot of these like points that were brought up, you start to forget about them after some time. And even looking back like 10 years, it's like, wow, it just seemed like, couldn't be possible that it's already been 10 years since we won that state championship. So, but yeah, no, just appreciative of, all the fans and support that we got that year. And, for, the great coaching staff that we had, I think that's something too, is I think we had a really good coaching staff that year. Yes. You guys brought a lot of knowledge and, there's a lot of experience on staff. And, I think they definitely helped obviously guide us, but, that year was just a really fun time.
I think the key thing we did is not screw you up. We just let you guys play, and we just stayed out of the way and supervised the bus.
Yeah. You guys did do a great job. Great job setting up the schedule, too, making us play harder teams, getting us a little more confident playing against those teams, too. So that way, when we did go to state, these top pitchers, didn't seem too bad.
We saw them all year.
Yeah,
it was nothing. It really does. And I don't think Coach Tipton or Coach Bergman are with us, but those guys on our coaching staff as well, Coach Carey and Coach Renolette. I mean, when you have those guys surrounding your team, it's you really have to mess up to lose some game. I mean, they really took care of us, whether it was a scouting report or confidence issue, whatever it was. They were always there to make sure that we were playing loose and playing happy. I mean, that's what it's all about at the end of the day, is if you can play, confidently and you're not second guessing yourself, then yeah, good things are going to happen. And it was awesome to play for those guys. I mean, they brought a lot of experience and a lot of life lessons too. We don't need to get into everything, but it was just it's awesome to have those people in our circle.
Coach Renolette, you got any final words or thoughts?
Well, it was just incredible. And we've had a lot of good years, and that year was, you want to, and I tell that to every group we have, you want to win your last game. And that year we did. And it's still about, you feel terrible when you lose that tournament game. It still bothers me this year when we lost Otsego, but, I wouldn't change. I would take all the losses we had for that one tournament run, and it's all worthwhile.
All right. Well, I think that's about it for today. I just want to thank you guys for all coming out, making time. I'm glad we all got to get together here. For those that couldn't make it, but they still wanted to participate, I'm going to attach their answers at the end here. So other than that, we're all done. I want to thank you guys again, and good luck wherever you guys are in life. It's good to see all of you since, I really haven't talked to a lot of you guys in, a little while. So good to catch up and good to talk about that state championship run. So from all of us here, we'll go ahead and we'll finish this thing up. So thanks for listening, and stay tuned for the next NWO Sports Podcast in the near future. Here are Brevin Renollet's responses.
What were my thoughts going into the season? I would say after the previous year, we got beat at state. We were injured. I think that was a big reason, probably why we got beat. I think if we were healthy, we had a really good shot to win the previous year, even though we didn't play as well as what we expected the previous year. But going into that year, I think we were very confident. We returned just about everybody from the previous year. Reed was healthy, so we knew we'd have him at the end of the year to pitch. Clay was just as good as the year before, but you could tell that he even got better going into his senior year. And same as Derek. Derek was the GMC Player of the Year his senior year, and he was even better than his junior year when he was pretty good that year too. So I think overall we were very confident going into the season, and luckily for us, we got to stay healthy throughout the tournament run. And any specific memories you would like to touch on from that season? I think this is probably what everybody would say is the Hicksville game. We kind of got down late. Then they called that balk, and then Reed walked to score the winning run later on in that inning. And then that kind of gave us momentum going through the rest of the tournament. We beat Ayersville the next game pretty handedly. And then regionals, I think we run well both teams. So that was the specific memory that I have was definitely that balk and winning that game against Hicksville. Any specific memories from that day when we won the state championship? I would say, that team was full of some of my best friends. So it was such an awesome experience to experience that with my friends. But even more important than that, I got to experience that day with my dad and my brother. That was obviously meant a lot to me and my family, and something we talk about every once in a while. We go back to that day, and it's just a great memory for my family and a great memory for all of Tinora.